first speaker for the day, the topic is From Vietnamese Refugee to Millions. Mr. Thach Nguyen, CEO and founder of Thach Real Estate Group and principal of Springboard to Wealth. He's transformed from a homeless refugee to a multi-millionaire through determination and mentorship. Over 30 years in the real estate industry, he's built over 300 homes, he's flipped over 100 properties, and he's helped over 2,500 families achieve homeownership. He ranks in the top 1% of real estate professionals nationwide. Him and his wife, Camie, now own 150 investment properties, generating over $100,000 per month in passive income, and are developing hundreds of new units on the West Coast. His journey, celebrated by numerous media outlets, underscores his commitment to creating affordable housing and inspiring others to pursue their dreams. So let's give a big round of applause and warm welcome to Mr. Thach Nguyen.
You gotta make sure you make some noise. You're on video. Make some noise! I love it. I love it. All right, where is my slide decks? Damn! He's a true follower. They said to me, "Hey, Thach, Andy never got your slide deck." What? I sent it 3 times. They're like, "We don't have it." I'm scrambling. Oh my God, who can I call the office to get it for me? Next thing I knew, I had it on my phone. Andy, here's the slide decks. All right. So, you guys, thank you very much for allowing me to be here today. I'm so excited. And today, I have so many things to say today. And today, I want to take you guys back. Because every time I meet people, they always say, "How did you start it?" So when I got an email from Ann, they're like, "Can you come speak to our group?" And I tell you why I said yes. I don't speak to a lot of groups because I have so much to do every day. And I got 2 kids. One's going to college, one's going to be a junior. They play baseball throughout the whole season. And I like to be at all their games, all their practice. And so when I travel a lot, I miss a lot of things. And I don't like to miss a lot of their activity because, you guys, if you don't have kids, I want to tell you, you only get one shot at it when they're young, from 0 to 18. Don't screw it up, okay? When Andy called and said, "Will you come and speak to our group?" And I said yes. I'll tell you why I said yes. Because I love speaking to the Asian people. Because we all got the same story. Someone said to me, "Thach, how do you get in front of people and speak without feel so comfortable?" Because, you know, the culture, we're not supposed to be bragging about our stuff. And I said, I love it speaking to you guys because you guys all get the same story as me. You got the same hurdle as me. You guys are hustlers. You want to make money. You know how to manage your money. You love real estate, right? And I love it. We all get the same story. And that's why I was like, "Andy, I'm a yes. Sign me up. I'm here, okay?" And I want to support him and Nelson because they're doing a great job. Give it up to Nelson and Andy, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about how it started. And I'm going to share with you the journey of my life, how it started, and every little moment, what I call the pivoting point of my life, or I call it the miracle point of my life that really changed me who I am today. Each one of these points was, at the moment, seemed like a disaster, but it's a biggest blessing in disguise for all of us. So I'm going to share with you all the journey got me to where I'm at. And then I'm going to share with you, out of everything I've done for 35 years in real estate and personal growth, what's the one takeaway I want to share with you? Because everybody always telling me, "That, what's one thing you can tell me?" I'm going to tell you what it is, in my opinion, okay? So first of all, right, who follow me on Instagram? Can I have my slide decks back? Okay. If you don't follow me on social media, I have a YouTube channel. I just got accepted by Mr. Beast to be one of his students. Yes! Okay? He's gonna teach me how to actually make better YouTube videos. So stay tuned. Okay? Follow me on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, and obviously, you know what I mean, LinkedIn, everything, okay? So if you don't follow me, please follow me there, all right? All right, let's start. Let me start with rewinding the tape back and show you guys how my life all started. After my dad passed away, I found my vision. Someone asked me, at 54 years old, what gets you up in the morning so fired up? And I realized my dad was a social worker when he was coming up, and he passed away, and he was only 67 years old. And if any of you Asian folks out there believe in spiritual, which I know you do, the spiritual teachers say your dad left early because he had to hand the baton to you, so you can keep the vision on out there, inspiring and helping other people. So today, why I am here, because I am living the vision of inspiring billions of people in the world. So that is my vision, to inspire and empower billions of people to reach for the goals and dreams, to see that anything is possible by me sharing my own life story and my own journey. The good, the bad, the ugly. Even when I'm falling down, I get back up because I want to show you that I'm human just like you, and I go through hard time and good time just like everybody. But the one thing you will never see me do is I would never stop giving up. That's the difference between me and everybody else. This is my vision. This is what I do it for. Not for the money, not for the fame. I'm 54 years old. I don't need the fame. I don't need the money. I'm here to inspire you guys to dream bigger. I hope that when you walk out of this room, that you took one thing out that actually can help you dream bigger than where you're at today. And that's my vision today. Sounds good? All right. Here's how it all started. I was born in Vietnam in 1970. I was 5 years old. I'm the guy right there on the right corner. My dad worked for the U.S. military as a translator. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. My dad called home and said, hey, the Vietnamese communists is taking over South Vietnam. They're going to be here in 2 days. The U.S. troop is pulling out, and we get to leave with them on the last plane. I'm coming home. I'm going to get you and the kids, and we'll leave in Vietnam. My mom was cooking lunch for everybody at the time. She dropped it, packed it up. I have 4 brothers. My mom was pregnant with my sister. She was 29 years old. My mom and dad was 31 years old. We put everything in one suitcase for the whole family of 8. And we had less than $100. Had no idea where we're going to live, where we're going to land. But we knew we got to leave, because if you work for the U.S. military and you're Vietnamese, and when the communists come in, they will kill you. My dad says, I'm coming home. I'm getting you guys. This was the last C-130 cargo plane that flew out of Vietnam until it hit Guam. And from Guam, they check you in, and then they put you on a 747, and then they landed in Camp Pendleton. That's Camp Pendleton on top. We was part of the 1,000 refugees that landed in Camp Pendleton. And then Governor Evans decided to have 500 families move up to Washington to help migrate the refugees. And we were the first 500 family. And that's me, my brother, and my mom at Camp Murray in Tacoma. This was a pivoting point. I didn't realize it when I was young, but now I realize, and I'll tell you why, because this man right here. When you live in the shelter, you guys know you cannot leave the shelter unless someone sponsors you, a church, a family, anybody. Charles Zettler was a sponsor. He was a volunteer at the shelter. He decided to sponsor the whole entire family of 8 to go live with him and his mom. That's contribution at the highest level. Took care of us for 2 years. His mom used to drive my dad at 8 o'clock in the morning, 45 minutes into Seattle, drop him off, drive back home, And then at 5 o'clock at night, she drive back in Seattle, pick him up, driving back home. Did it every day for a whole year. This was a pivotal point. This is why I'm on stage speaking to you guys, giving back. One of my core values today in life is the number one core value of my life is contribution followed by abundance. If anybody know me, I have 6 other core values: joy, growth, simplicity, peace of mind, and balance and family. Those are my core values. Anything I get involved in, if it don't align with my core value, I'm not interested in doing it. So Annie, you align. That's why I'm here today. Okay? After 2 years living with Charles, my dad finally got a job as a welfare social worker. It's up in Seattle. This was the first house we lived. If you guys saw my Instagram, about a couple weeks ago, I was there showing my aunt who's from Vietnam coming over here. This is her second time to the United States. I took her to the house and I said, first house coming from refugee from Vietnam, I'm gonna buy this house. This house is on my list to buy so I can actually have it as a memory. This is the first house we lived in, 2-bedroom, 1 bath with an unfinished basement. In the wintertime, there'll be a river running through the basement. But I'm gonna tell you, this was a palace compared to where we came from. And anyone you got ever left Vietnam as a refugee, you know, even in a house like this is freedom. This is a blessing. And also, I realized it got me inspired in real estate as I look back now, 50 years. Next year, for some of you guys don't know, next year is the 50-year anniversary of the Vietnamese refugee that landed in Camp Pendleton 50 years ago. Okay? I graduated from high school in 1988. I went out to college in 1988. My 2 older brothers were aviation air pilots and mechanics. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for a living. I decided to follow the footstep. I got my degree to fix an airplane in 1991, and I did not like it. It wasn't inspiring. One tip I can tell you, follow your passion. And I know I'm going to rub people the wrong way when I tell you this to you. Your parents have your best interests. All Asian parents have the best interest for their kids. They want them to do the best they can so they can just be happy and make money for themselves. But they don't know how to say, oh, you want to be a realtor? That's okay. That's great. What? You a realtor? Are you an idiot? Go be a doctor. That's why I got you over here in the first place. You just have to say, thank you, I love you, mom and dad, and just keep it moving. When I told my dad that, he was like, what? A realtor? In 91, I decided I'm going to go in real estate. I was 21 years old. I was the youngest agent ever hired in the state of Washington. My first 3 years, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just sat around until another pivotal point in my life is when I met this guy. This guy was a real estate coach that coached a lot of top agents across America. And he said to me, let me teach you how to make money selling real estate the right way. He had me go out there and door knock 100 doors a day, 5 days a week for 10 years straight. I didn't know the benefit of it. I was out door knocking looking for a seller who wanted to sell their home. Today, when I look back 30 years later, it was a skill set I needed to build because why? Because today I still door knock and cold call ugly houses and ugly property, distressed property, and asking seller, do you want to sell your home so I can buy it? Mm-hmm. This was a pivotal point in my life. Another one right here. But I got successful selling real estate, and I was making a lot of money. And I was working 7, 8, 9 days. Didn't even have more than 8 days, 7 days. I worked 8 days. I was a workaholic. I was making money. I got big-headed. Started ego, started growing. I started gaining a lot of weight. Always eating out at expensive restaurants because I want to feel like I was successful. Until one day I get a phone call. My dad said, hey, when you get a moment, can you come to the house? but don't bring your wife, Camie. I want to talk to you alone. I get to the house, I walk up the split level, and my mom and dad are sitting in the back on the sofa, and they're quiet looking down like this. And I walk back and I say, what's the matter? And they show me this piece of paper. And the piece of paper says, cancer. My dad was a guy, he brought us over here. He can't die. He's only 67 years old. I'm asking God, why are you taking my dad so early? I said, Dad, don't worry about it. I had $6 million in my bank account. We're going to fix you. Wherever we got to go, I'll fly you there. Whatever we got to do, we're going to fix you, Pop. Hang in there. I just take my dad to the cancer treatment, and he used to put all these needles in him. They wire him up. They put this chemo on him. Every time we go, I just see him getting skinnier and skinnier. And then a year later, 2007, we buried him. The biggest thing I took away from my dad was contribution. He didn't make a lot of money as a social worker. He went out of his way to help a lot of people. And so when the spiritual lady told me that your dad left early because he needed to give you the baton so you can go out there and do more of his work when you're younger. That's why we're here today. Contribution is my biggest drive. That's why I get up in the morning. I don't need to do it. I have all the money I need to have. But this is why I do it. So when you're wondering why I do it, now you understand why I do this. Okay? I got reset. I started getting balance in my life. And then I met this guy. Come work in my office. Let me teach you how to have wealth. Because all I was doing, you guys, was making money. I was making $1 million a year selling real estate. Just think about it. In 2005, 6, and 7, I was making $1 million selling real estate. That's a lot of money. Okay? I was selling 150 homes a year. And he says to me, you can be rich selling real estate, but you only can be wealthy if you own the real estate. And I'm going to talk a little more about this in a minute at the end, but I really want you to hear this again, okay? Because I really want you guys to hear this. And I know some of you already know this unconsciously, but my goal today, when you walk out of this room, you're going to be very conscious of this statement right here. He says to me, you can be rich by selling real estate. Selling real estate is an active income. It's active income you make so you can be rich. That does not mean you're wealthy. Rich, you are trading your time to go make money. You understand that? You can have nice houses, nice car, nice vacation. You can have all that. But you don't have freedom at the end of the day. Wealthy is when you trade your money back for time. That's the ultimate goal. That's the real end game. The end game isn't about how much money you make. The end game at the end of the day is how much freedom you have so you can go spend with your family before someone passes away from cancer. You understand that? Okay? This is what I'm learning right now from this whole journey. I look back. Okay? So remember that, because we're going to talk about this in a minute again. Saul got me inspired. He says, I want you to start owning a rental. Take the money you make, and every time you have enough money, buy a rental. Because when your kids get older, you're going to want to spend time and travel with them. You want to spend time teaching them. You want to spend time teaching them how to own real estate. You want to spend time traveling with them to the baseball game, to the soccer game. You want to be at their practice. You want to be at the, all the little events that they do, because you only got one time before they leave at 18. And if some of you guys who already have kids that graduate from high school, you know what I'm saying. 18 years go by so damn fast. It's crazy. Russell was just a baby when I used to carry him. And today I'm actually taking them to college and dropping them off on September 19th. You want freedom. Selling real estate, flipping real estate, building houses to sell, owning a business. If you don't own real estate, at the end of the day, you got no freedom. You understand? Freedom is the true ticket to this whole game of real estate. Who give a shit about people? I made $5 million in real estate, building houses and flipping them. I say, you're a fucking idiot. Because you ain't got freedom at the end of the day. I had $6 million. I couldn't save my life, my dad's life. That's to show you money can't buy memories, buy time. You want freedom so you can spend time with them. My aunt from Vietnam is down here in California for the first time with me right now. I took my mom, my aunt, my sisters, my wife, my kid, all down here so my aunt can experience California for the first time ever from Vietnam. And she loves it, and that's freedom, and that's experience. All we want is experience of freedom, folks, okay? So I say, buy rental. This is my first rental property right here. I don't know why this slide show only half. About half of the house. I bought this house, my first rental in 1997 in an area called Beacon Hill, which is a good area. It's a B neighborhood. I bought it for $105,000. I put 5% down because I never owned a house before, right? And that's me. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I know the numbers. I bought it for 5% down. I never bought a house. I put 5% down. I door knocked it, and I met these people. They said, yes, we'll sell it to you. You can buy it. And I bought it, and basically, I kept it as a rental. Is it on? Oh, there you go. I kept it, and today this house is worth $750,000 today. And the 4 tenants have lived there, and they paid it off for me. And the cool thing is, there's a driveway on the side, and the ADU is being built in the backyard. That ADU cost me $350,000 to build, and it's worth $700,000. And I'm keeping that one too. When you add up the profit, it's over $1 million with only $5,250 invested from day one. This is the power of real estate. After we bought this property, I made a commitment, and I want you to hear this, because you can do this too. My wife and I said, from now on, we're buying 2 rental property minimum every year. Whatever it takes, whatever we got to do with our money, we're going to buy 2 rental minimum per year. When we make more money, we will go to 3 rental property per year, but we ain't selling it. Whatever we do, we're going to buy 2 rental, and we're going to keep it, and we're just going to let it hatch. Minimum 2 per year. And that's what I done. Bought 2 minimum every year, and I let it hatch over and over and over. And this is an example. $750,000 off of $5,000. We're going to show you in a minute why I'm going to go where I'm going with this. So Saul says to me, I want you to own rentals. But here's a question I want you to ask you, Thach, and I want to ask you guys the same question. Ultimately, do you know your end game? Why you want to own real estate? This is the question Saul asked. What's the end game? And this is the ultimate end game. This is at the end of the day, at the end of the road. If you own real estate, anybody in here that's been around real estate for a long time, it's not about flipping, it's not about building, it's not about selling, it's about holding real estate. True wealthy people own real estate. They don't get rid of the real estate. You ask anybody that ever sold property, they will say to you, I wish I would have never sold those property because I can't buy it back again. I'm going to tell you today, you guys heard me talk a lot about BRRRR on my Instagram. And quote me when I'm telling you this. And I just said this the other day. You can see a lot of beauty coming. The BRRRR season is back, baby. It's time to buy now because as rates start to drop in the next 2 years, the number's going to look better. So it's time to buy now, even break even and hold it. So while the rates come down, it's going to do well. Right now, everybody's waiting for the rates to go down. You guys are not going to wait. You're going to buy it now. You're going to buy value add, and you're going to buy property where you can put 80 units in the backyard if you have it and hold it. In the next 2, 3, 4 years down the road, you're going to be the smart person. I'm going to tell you, If you're in California, I'm using California now, so we're here. 10 years from now, you're not going to find a property with a 1 in front of it no more. Because every seller going to know, I know what you're going to do with my property. Yes, I want $2 million for this property. So if you don't buy now, in the next 10 years, you're going to have a harder time getting them to make it even pencil. Get it now. So Saul said to me, ultimately, the end game is freedom and generational wealth. And today, this is why I do what I do, is to teach my kid how to have generational wealth. So my kids is the reason why every day I get up, because I want to teach them how to do this. I got it. So fast forward today. Today, out of everything I've done, I syndicated, I did a lot of seller financing, I built single family, I built multi-family, I built apartment building, I built ADU, I built everything you can think of. I've done a lot. Flipping houses, I did everything. I realized today the thing that makes me the most amount of money, and I study my market, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you'd be shocked. I do only 3 things now, and I go deep with it. Dreaming big isn't about going wide. Dream big is about going deep. Today, I only do 3 things. Houses with ADU, townhouses, and micro apartments. And everything I built, I keep as rentals. I don't sell nothing. Today, I have over 200 plus property, not doors, from single family, multi-family, apartment building. I do a lot of commercial building. A lot of people don't know that because I don't ever post it. Today, $100 million to real estate. Started from 0. I don't have no investor. I don't syndicate. I do everything on my own. $100,000 plus $100 a month. If today I paid off all my property, I have $250,000 a month in passive income. But I'm going to show you where this is going. And now I'm going to inspire you, okay? So today, this is where I'm at. But again, I told you, I don't do this for the money. I use this real estate as a vehicle to go make it different. Today, I do a lot of things with charity. I partner with the Seattle Sounders, and right now we're building soccer field all across the Puget Sound area, and we're trying to get 26 field built before World Cup get to Seattle in 2026. We already at 20 field built already. And we already declared we're going to do 26 more starting after the 26th, and we declared it the other day. You're going to see a lot of it in publication. And on top of that, a lot of my houses I built, I have a separate department for affordable housing. So we're going to run a nonprofit, and I'm going to buy these houses for low-income family. And then I also take the money and I build soccer field all across Puget Sound. Now, all the soccer team across the United States says, what are you and Thach doing? We want to duplicate that in our city now. And this is what I do with my money. I make a difference. Okay? So, Mr. Slide, let me tell you the biggest thing. Now, this is what I want you to take away. You see where I came from. And I want you to take away this thing. If this Vietnamese kid came from Vietnam with nothing, 0 money, didn't speak no English, and I got to $100 million real estate by my own without real estate investor, no syndicator, you can do it too. I'm going to show you this piece. This is the most important piece. When people ask me what is the one biggest takeaway that you know that you can share with somebody, this is it. And I look back today and look back everything I did. What's the biggest takeaway? Is this right here. Only 6.7% of America own rental property right now. Average net worth when they retire is $266,000. That's to show everyone in this room. Less than 7% of the American in the United States own rental. It's not sexy owning rental property. I know. It's more sexy to get on stage and say, I flipped 50 homes. I built luxury houses. I make $5 million. I make $10 million. It's sexy. It ain't sexy to own a rental. But I will tell you, when you get to my age, 54, it's sexy to own rental property. Because you don't have to work. And the guy at the 50 who never owned rental, he's still running on the treadmill and not understanding why he don't have no freedom and why he's so frustrated in his life, or she. Because of this reason, they don't own a rental. Let me show you this one now. Net worth tier. On average, 2/3 of American net worth is from their home equity on their property. Look at it. Top 1%, $10 million. Most is in real estate. All the way down to top 50. This is where most people have real estate, is the wealth. It's in real estate. But what's so crazy, only less than 7% of the population has it. Your wealth comes from real estate. Oprah Winfrey owns a lot of real estate. If you guys don't know that, okay? Richard Branson lived right here in SoCal. He's a billionaire, and he owns real estate. All real estate in this area. So, with that, let me give you this scenario. This is the takeaway. These are two real people. I'm going to call one person NFL Nick. I'm going to call the other person Average Joe. Okay? Now, NFL Nick represents someone that make high income, but they don't invest in real estate. Let me tell you who NFL Nick is. This is real. This is real. This guy is real. His name is Nick. And I always say to Nick, bro, you know I love you, but Nick now invests in real estate now. Okay? NFL Nick represent athletes, celebrities that don't invest, builders that build houses that don't keep, business owners that build businesses that don't keep rentals. Anyone who make good money that don't invest in real estate, they are NFL Nick. Everybody understand that? Then you get Average Joe, who's a W-2 worker. He make $400,000 a year. He get 3% increase in annually, and he add a rental property every other year. NFL Nick make $1.5 million a year. He get a $100,000 increase each year, and he saved 25% of his earning, right, in his bank for 10 years. Everybody got that? Okay. So let me fast forward and show you how crazy this is. Because people are saying to me, man, because on Instagram, this is where they go, man, you know how long it takes to make $1 million a year in passive income? That's so stupid. Why you want to park your money on this slow train to China? That's what they all say to me. Bro, I'm from Vietnam, not China, so you know. Okay? And then like, you know, I do crypto and I do this, I do that. I make $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million. And I have that now. It's stupid on rental. Oh, yeah? I wish you come to the seminar today so I can show you, dumbass, so you can see what the difference is going to be. So what? I'm going to show you. Okay? Let me go ahead and just break down a couple of scenarios. Average Joe, he have 3 scenarios. He can buy a house every 2 years, turnkey. Don't have to fix anything. Scenario number 2, he buy a fixer. Every 2 years, he buy a fixer, and he make 20% in equity. When he rehab it, he make a 20% sweat equity. And in scenario number 3, he buy a fixer. Every 2 years, he buy one fixer, and he make 30% in sweat equity. Or if you got ADU potential, you buy the fixer, you add the ADU in the backyard, you can get over 30% in sweat equity. We call this the Burr strategy, okay? For 10 years. So Average Joe will buy a property. Every 2 years, he'll buy a property. In 10 years, he'll own 5 properties, just 5. And this is a single family home. Everybody got it? Okay, I want to set the stage so you understand, okay? Now look, average mortgage, I'm going to say 5.5%. It's going to be there in the next 2 years. They hold over 10, 20, 30 a year. Appreciation, they have 2 appreciation. One market at 5%, one market at 7%, okay? And the average home, I'm using this example, is $700,000. If you live in an area that's a little bit less, you got to double up these numbers, okay? And these scenario I'm going to show you does not include cash flow, just purely owning property. He's going to buy one property every 2 years. For 10 years, he's going to own 5 property. And I'm going to show you the between Average Joe buying own 5 property in 10 years, and NFL Nick owned nothing. But he makes way more money. He made $1.5 million starting. He get $100,000 every year. Okay? All right, here we go. Everybody got it, right? This is NFL Nick. He made $1.5 million a year. Okay? The first year, 50% of it go to tax. Amanda Hahn's going to come up here and talk about tax benefit when you own real estate. So Amanda, you're in the room. Shout out to Amanda. Okay? There she is. And he saved 25%. So 25% of 1.5 million, right, after 50% of tax is 187,500. Does that make sense? Second year, he get a raise. He make 100 grand. In the second year, he make 1.6 million. Half of that go Sam, he saved 200,000. You go all the way to year number 10, he make 2.5 million. Half of that go Sam, $312,000 go towards saving. So in a sum, when you sum it up, he make $22 million in gross revenue. So when people on there, oh, I build houses, I make $22 million a year. Do you own any rental property? Have you kept any of those properties? They say, no. I said, you're a stupid ass. Look, 22 mil, half of that go to Uncle Sam. What? And then he only saved $2,750,000 after 10 years. Everybody got that? That's NFL Nick. That's high earner income people that don't invest in real estate because it look good when you go, I made $1.5 million a year. And when you actually don't buy nothing, let's fast forward, see where you at 10, 20, 30 years down the road. So watch this, okay? All right, here's average Joe. He bought 5 property in 10 years. If average Joe buy a turnkey, every 2 years buy 1 property, in 10 he owned 5. If he did 20%, 30%, in 10 years after he buy it, he hold it for 10 years. If he lived in a market at 7% appreciation, okay, his 5 property on the average 700,000, $3.2 million in net worth. And 30%, $7.1 million net worth. Just holding 5 property in 10 years. Where can you make enough money like that and save it in 10 years? You can never save your money to this kind of wealth. It's impossible. Average Joe, he made 1.5 million a year. He only got 2.7 million at the end of the day. Average Joe already outperformed them in 10 years. That's 10 years. Now watch this. This is 20-year hold, 10 property. We're talking about single family. We're not even talking about apartment building. We're not even talking about commercial building. 5 regular single family home. Look, if it's a turnkey, 8.1 million. If it's a fixture with 20%, 9.4 million net worth. 16.7 million. 5 rentals in 20 years if you hold it. So my property I already own it for 30 years already. Now you see why the $100 million came. It came from this thing called compound appreciation. It's the 8th wonder of the world, folks. The 8th. Now watch this. Let me blow your mind. Hold it for 30 years. Look at that. 37 million off of 5 single family home. 5 single family. We're not even talking about a 4-plex. We're not even talking about a 10-plex. We're not even talking about a strip mall. Regular, measly, unsexy, 5 single family home. 37 million in net worth. Now I want you to think about this. Imagine you own 10 of those unsexy homes in 30 years. You have almost $80 million in net worth. 80 of a 10 rental. Let me give you a secret, people. You don't need that many property to be wealthy. If you can own 5 rental property paid off in a good area, average price of $700,000. Okay, if you're in a certain area where it's half, you have to buy 10 property to equal the same number I'm talking about. Hold it for 30 years. You will have this net worth. This is the biggest thing. When someone asks me, what's the biggest thing you learned, that you can just tell us? Compound appreciation is the 8th wonder of the world. All the wealth comes from owning real estate and letting it appreciate, not sell it. All the people that own real estate that sell, this is what they have not understand. They understand at an unconscious level. Oh yeah. And I just need to flip 1 more house. I just want to build 1 more house and I'm going to keep it. You know how many people have told me that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and still ain't done it? Because there ain't no perfect time to own rental. There ain't no perfect time. So here is what average Joe look. Here's NFL Nick. NFL Nick, after 10 years, look, this is assuming He spent 4% of his saving. In 10 years, remember I told you he had $2.7 million? In 20 years, it gone down to $1.6 million. And in 30 years, he's down to $550,000 compared to $37 million. Ouch. You know how many NFL player, MLB player, hockey player, rappers, artists that I mentor today? A lot. YouTubers, Stephanie Young, all my Springboard students. I know there's a bunch of you guys in here. Randy, will you please raise your hand? Right? Stephanie, right? Sonny and his wife. There's like 6 or 8 of them in here. This is what I teach people how to do. I just remind them over and over. You have to own real estate, folks. You gotta keep them. Okay? So, here's my takeaway. I'm gonna end it with this. Takeaway 1. The average American, only 6.7 of them own real estate. And the average American retired, you guys, with $266,000. Ouch. We're not even talking about the tax benefit. Last year, I was supposed to pay $800,000 in taxes. I did a cost sag and bunch of write-off, and I paid 0 last year. 0. Flipping houses, can't do that. You're part of NFL Nick category. Building business, making millions owning business. But if you don't have write-off, you're paying all that money to Uncle Sam. I want you to think about it. If 50% go to Uncle Sam, I mean you are working for free for the first 6 months, and the other half you get paid. Ouch. This is not talking about tax benefit. This is not talking about cash flow. This is not talking about, you know what I mean, 1031 ladies, I can make bigger money. This is only after 5 rentals. Okay? When you're young and you got the energy and the ambition to go out there and make money, go make a lot of active income right now. Don't buy stupid stuff with your money. Manage your money, and then any chance you get, park your money in real estate. Hold it. And in 10 years from now, you're going to look back and go, wow. 20-year, wow. 30-year, wow. If you want to be wealthy, you have to own real estate. But if you want to be rich, go ahead and keep selling and keep flipping and keep making active income high, but you will never have no freedom. This is the ticket to freedom. I'm going to tell you right now from experience, when your dad laid on bed and he's dying, and I have enough passive income, I don't have to go back to work, and my mom didn't have to go back to work. We got told my mom, I take care of the bill. We could be there with my dad all the way to the day he passed away. I'm living proof to tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. And the biggest thing I'm telling you right now, if you're in real estate, go after freedom. That's the ticket to this real estate game. So I'm going to leave you 2 questions, okay? I'm going to have everybody stand up for me, and I'm going to end this with this, okay? I'm going to have you stand up, and we're going to end with this. So, you have 2 choices by the time you leave this room. Choice number 1, make a lot of money, right? Be like NFL Nick. Actually, part number 1, make a lot of money, be like average Joe. Sorry, NFL Nick. Make a lot of money, invest your money in real estate, pay little to no taxes to Uncle Sam, and you give Uncle Sam this. Or 2, be like NFL Nick. Make a lot of money. And at the end of the day, pay all your money to Uncle Sam and have nothing to show for it. And Uncle Sam's the only winning. You understand that? So, I'm going to ask you on the count of 1, 2, 3. And I want you to make a lot of noise because then you can let, Annie and Nelson, like, holy shit, we are starting out this event on the crazy side. If you believe that the right thing to do is option 1, I'm going to have everybody on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I want everybody to jump and go, let's go, for 5 seconds real loud. Everybody understand that? We want Annie and Nelson to say, holy shit, man, this shit is going to rock for the rest of the day. And then the next speaker will up and go, holy shit, I got to keep up with that energy. Yeah, got it? If you believe the right thing to do is pick one, raise your hand real quick. Okay. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to jump up. And I'm going to ask you to go 1, 2, 3, jump loud and go, let's go for 5 seconds. Cameraman, you ready? You got to get this up here in camera, bro. You ready, cameraman? All right, here we go. Remember, let's go for 5 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! All right, everybody. Thank you for your time. I love you guys.
3 questions. All right, anybody got a question? Raise your hand. 3 questions. Three questions Q&A. We got one here from Annie.
Thach, I have a question for you. So earlier you mentioned that you...
Yeah. She's the host. You got to shut up.
So Thach, earlier you mentioned that every year you'll buy 2 properties, whatever it takes, but you don't want to sell. So how do you get more capital to keep buying more?
Good question. I, at the time, was selling real estate. And so I told myself I need to make money selling real estate. I got to up my sale in real estate so that I can actually have money to live and then still keep 2 rental property. That makes sense? So this is why I'm not saying you should not go and flip houses. I'm saying be smart about flipping houses. If you flip houses out there or you build a house for sale, use that vehicle like I use real estate as a realtor to make money to buy rental. The problem with people make, Andy, out there is they don't have the end game on rental and they're always flipping to flip, and that becomes their business plan forever. So if you're out there trying to buy rental, you got to ask yourself, if I'm going to keep, what other sources on where I can make money? The more resources, the more, let me say it like that. If you take a table, the more leg you have under the table on active income, the more stronger your table. The problem most people in real estate, right? They want to buy rental, but they don't keep the gas on the pedal on active income. So what they do is they go out there and look for an investor. But when you look for an investor, they want their money fast also. So you got to buy and flip. And then you buy and flip and you know, oh, I need more money to go buy more flip. And then it'll be a cycle of just always flipping to pay back the investor and you never keep anything. At some point, you have to peel off some of your profit and just park it. Otherwise, you never do it. I'm going to tell you, if you don't do it now, it's going to be harder in the next 2 or 3 years when the rates go down. Because when the rates go down the next 1 or 2 years, prices is going to go up and it's going to get more competitive, especially if ADU is coming around the corner. When every seller knows their property is worth a lot of money with ADU and you guys know it, everybody's going to pay more. So you got to keep your active income going. Whatever you do for a living, like Stephanie sells real estate, keep selling real estate, make money, and then buy 2 rentals. So you got to keep active income going. I got like 8 different legs on active income so I can buy a lot of property without asking nobody for money. Because I did it when I was young and I hated it. Because when it's a good time, everybody's happy. In the bad time like right now, they do not care what the damn excuse is. They just make your life miserable, the investors. And you can't blame them. You know what I mean? That's just how syndication works. Question, way in the back corner. Yep. Good.
My problem with holding the real estate is how the hell am I going to manage it? All those buildings are depreciating. All those buildings got hot water heaters. All those buildings got crazy people. And
Yep.
I got a couple of them that's got professional renters in it.
Yep.
In here in California.
Yes, I love it.
So I want you to address that
Yes,
question.
good answer. Good answer. His question, he owned a lot of real estate, you know, he has a hard time managing them, you know, and he depreciated a lot of them already, right? And he had professional renter in there. Yeah, I get it. For me, when I started real estate, I used to manage it myself. I managed the first 15, 20 homes, me and my wife ourselves, because I wanted to know how it really worked. And then from there on, then I hire a professional management company. They manage everything. Now, I will tell you this a lot to go into this question. When I started real estate investing, I used to invest in what I call the D neighborhood. In the real estate market, there's A, B, C, D. A is the, affluent neighborhood, like Newport Beach, right? D is what I call the drug infested, run real fast, right? Because that's where the cheap property is. And then there's a lot of what I call, high maintenance tenants in that area. Today, what I realized, I like to invest in the B's and the C's. But when I started, I invested in the D neighborhood. And I tell you, there's a lot of professional tenant in D neighborhood, okay? And my life was miserable. I hated it. And the property was never, every time it was updated, it turned back into a fixer. So what happened was I started moving out of those areas and I started investing in the B's and the C. And every time you see me on my video, I buy my house and I make them look nice. The B's and C, where I get the Amazon, the Microsoft, people who make good money because the rent's $4,000. And I need first, last, sometimes first, and deposit. It's almost $8,000, maybe $9,000, depending on their credit. Those people are there are the most low maintenance people I can have. So my property manager, they manage them. So I don't have professional renter in my house because I don't invest in the D neighborhood. Okay, now I agree. At some point, some of your property will depreciate. So that's why we just 1031 them into other property so we can get, obviously, leverage them for better cash flow and we can start the depreciation on those again. It's just a constant of owning them. At some point, you just trade them up for better property. So like recently, I just traded up probably 8 or 9 of my property recently, and I traded them up into multifamily property recently. And then now it's gonna take a while to depreciate them all the way back down to the bottom. So, now at some point, when you're done, you're done. I'm done. Then hopefully you got your trust, your estate all set up. So you have to pay with Sam some of his money and and be done with it. Who cares? But this is why at the end of the day, if you set yourself up well, you guys, during those times you have those passages, go enjoy your life. Go hang out with your family, take your aunt to Vietnam or whatever you're gonna do. And when you die, you can't take the money with you anyway. My kids, so you gotta know, they're not taking any of my estate. I know some of the people in here might be like, oh shit, that's cold-blooded. But look, this is what I told my kids. They're gonna get a small percentage of the inherited money. The rest of it's gonna go into a nonprofit. It's gonna do good in the world. I don't want my kid to wait to be a trust funded and then wait for my money. Because then I'm not teaching them grit. I'm not teaching them how to solve problems, right? I want them to learn how to do it themselves. Because I told them, if you got a dad like this, you can't be a multi-millionaire, bro, you forgot everything I ever taught you. And you really don't get my money because you're going to screw my money up anyways. But depreciation, at some point, I just roll them up. And when I get to 80, 90, 100 years old, and my kid done well with it, they can do 1031 over and over and over. If not, right, we're done basically depreciating them. So, thank you for the question, sir.
That's our last question over here.
B and C neighborhood only, folks. Stay out of the drug-infested area. Run fast. I didn't make that up. One of my friends made that up. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Thach. My name's Richard, full-time real estate investor. I quit my W-2 job right before I turned 30. I said I was going to do something I would totally regret in the next 2 years, but I would not regret it in the next 10 years. So I said F you to my W-2 job, and now I'm focused on building my portfolio full-time.
Good.
I do a lot of Section 8 rental, affordable housing, also a lot of creative real estate up in the U.S. Midwest.
Yep.
I've been able to do about, one deal every month to every other month, and I don't give out any equity. I'm like you. I believe in owning real estate myself.
Good.
My question to you is, what are the secrets to scale if I want to keep it that way? If I want to do more than just one deal every 2 months, I want to do one deal every 2 weeks. What are the secrets to scale?
Yes. So first of all, you got to get out of the Midwest sooner than later. Midwest is for cash flow, less appreciation. California is an appreciation market followed by cash flow. Make sense? Midwest is cash flow followed by appreciation. You see that thing, NFL Nick, how I show about compound appreciation? I did a spreadsheet that go out 30 year cash flow Midwest against Seattle appreciation neighborhood. Because I got friends that own a whole bunch of property in the Midwest. Right? They, oh man, I cash flow so much. I'm paying $1,000 in this house. You're making $100 in your house. Right? And I did a mock-up, a spread all across 30 year. The guy with the appreciation runs circles around Midwest guy 100 times like this. In net worth at the end of the day. And his cash flow increases. right, in California or Seattle. So it's sexy to go out to the Midwest and buy. So I would say to you, use your opportunity right now to cash flow. Have some property over there so you know you purposely do it for cash flow so you can pay for your income so that because you left your 9 to 5. So let's say your income was 10 grand. If you had 10 grand, leave that so that property is purely just to help your living. And then over here, that's how I scale. I'm gonna tell you how I scale. I scale by looking for an investor, and then I would put them in flips, right? And I flip them and I give back the money. At some point, I said to myself, I gotta take some of this profit. And I can't, if I did 2 flips and when I get the money back, most people go, I'm gonna do 4 flips. Now all the money back on the table again. And they got all the investor all back on the table again. So I was caught up in that. So what I did was I did 2 flips, I got an investor, and then now I got enough money. Now, if I did ask for more investor, I would only ask, so I only do 3 flip, and then one of them is my own money. So I keep 100%. Then eventually, I did that a few times. I never had to use anybody else's money anymore, all right? Now I got to have more cash, okay? And then I would scale my flipping business. The second thing I did was I find a lot of deals. Even if I don't want to flip, I can wholesale it and make money. Because the key what you need, and what everybody in this room need, you need deals, and you need cash to take them down if you want to buy them. So you got to find a way on how are you going to find deals. Okay, off-market deal. Me, I have a whole system on what I do to go find deals. Because I still find them. And then second of all, I work my way up from working with an investor for money. And then at some point, I had to cut the cord and I stopped using them. So I give all the money, half of the money away so I can keep all of it myself. Okay, the last thing I'm going to say to you is this. You got to understand what the end game is for you. How old are you? If I ask you right now, at the end of the day, if you are debt-free, you have no bills, no house payment, no nothing, how much passive income do you think you need to live every month to live comfortably? If you're debt-free, you have no bills, how much passive income do you think you need every month to live comfortably? What do you think the number is to come to your mind? 50K. If you're debt-free, do you think you really need 50K to live comfortably? Let me ask you that question. Probably not. How much do you think you really think you need to live comfortably? What do you think? Yeah, let's say 20,000. If the average rent $3 grand, how many houses would he need, you guys? 7. Let's just say you'll go to get 20,000. I was coaching you. I will get you to go get 7 property, the average 3,000, and you got your 7 property, and then I'll help you get the 7, and then get them paid down. And after that, go and build your next level of buying investment property, but your 7 is paying for your debt. My goal when I first started was 25,000, and it took back then because the average rate was 1,500. It took me 11 houses. So my focus when I was selling real estate was to make money so I can buy 11 houses and get them paid off. Once I got them paid off, now I'm just doing real estate for playing the monopoly game. But I never mess with the free and clear property. But today I have way more properties free and clear. So I want everyone to take away. Everybody go out there try to scale, but they don't have the end in mind. The end in mind, if you're debt free, how many do you really need? 20 grand a month. That's what I'm telling you. You don't need a lot to actually really do this right. But I'm going to tell you right now. How old are you again?
Wow.
He's 31 years old. If he doesn't do this right, he's not going to be able to rewind time back. And when the runway gets shorter, it's harder to get 7, get it paid off before you have all the cash flow you need. If you're 31, you can get them bought and paid off in the next 10, 15 years, and you set for life. If you don't do this right, you start at 40 and 50, it's going to take you longer to get 7 and paid off so you can really enjoy it. This is where most investors miss the opportunity because they're chasing after trying to accumulate more doors or do more active income, but they miss the whole boat, which is I just need 7 and have 20 grand and I'm done. After that is bonus time. So go out wholesale, go out and flip houses, go get your 20 grand, whatever that is, the average rent is for you. Go get your 20 grand, get it paid off, and you be happy as a camper. After your 20 grand, you want to build more, then go by all means, go do it. This way, it give you way more peace of mind because I know Asian people, it's all about peace of mind. Okay? All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Let's go.
Happy.